He studied in the Mufti Sahib for a period of 1 year before going on to Jamia Al-Qalam in Nottingham, where he studied the Nizami course and graduated in 2009. And since 2009, alhamdulillah, he's been the head Imam and Khatib of Jamia Masjid Barking in East London, a masjid which holds up to and accommodates up to 2,500 people. More recently, we've seen the Imam travel up and down the country, deliver lectures, especially on topics which are very which he's been speaking on topics which need to be addressed and which are of a problem within many communities. So alhamdulillah, he's in touch with the youth and he's doing his work to his full extent. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give him the ability to do more. Let's welcome him with the traditional slogans: Nara Takbir, Nara Risalat, Nara Risalat, Nara Tahqiq, Nara Haydari.
I'm more fussier than the respected Imamain when it comes to microphones. So I'll set it up to what I need. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Wa afdalu salati wa atamu taslim ala Sayyidina wa Mawlana Muhammadin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Maulana Sjaad Sahib mentioned something which came to my mind that I delivered on Friday in my regular sermon and khutbah on the day of Jum'ah. They spoke about Bashar al-Assad and his regime and the way he is torturing Muslims living, Syrians living in Syria at this moment in time. And in my khutbah, I did not mention his name, but I was talking about the verse where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about his servants. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Ibadur Rahman alladhina yamshuna ala al-ardi hawnan. Wa idha khatabahum al-jahiluna qalu salama. Alladhina yabiduna lirabbihim sujjadan wa qiyama. Sadaqallahu al-azim. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in this verse spoke about and explained to mankind who his beloved servants are. After mentioning so clearly that the servants of the most merciful are those when they walk upon the surface of this world, they walk with humility, humbleness. That's a sign of a person who is a servant of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And the opposite of humbleness is arrogance, takabbur, thinking that you're the bad man, thinking you run the street, thinking you are the one who is running the world at this moment in time. Though his world is very small, but he thinks he's everything. It's true, isn't it? I can relate it to modern day times, something which I regularly do within my talks. Just look in Oldham and you will see the boys driving around the cars, thinking there's some 10 men pumping iron, steroids, and doing all these kinds of things, and all these things making them feel like they're everything, it's me. That's just on street level, brothers and sisters. Now imagine somebody who is running a country and who has a heritage where it stems back to his father, grandfather, and they've been running this. Do you not think it's going to get to his head thinking, I'm the thing now? Such individuals have existed throughout mankind and history. Namely, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks of them in the Quran. Allah Almighty spoke about Nimrud. Allah Almighty spoke about Qarun. Allah Almighty spoke about Haman. Allah Almighty spoke about Fir'aun. Each and every one of these four individuals had something very common. They were very arrogant. They had a very arrogant nature, and they had so much power and authority over the people that they claimed to be God, that people began to worship them. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala speaks about Nimrud in the Quran. You see, when Allah Almighty wants to destroy a zalim, an oppressor. When Allah Almighty wants to bring somebody back down, Allah Almighty selects the most humblest servant and sends him forth. As which is the case with Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam, when Allah Almighty wanted to destroy and to bring Nimrud back down to his size. Amazing how Allah Almighty is the most powerful. That this Nimrud, who thought he ruled the entire world, the ulama are mawjood, they will tell you that there were 4 leaders who controlled the entire world from Mashriq till Maghrib, east till west. 2 were Muslim and 2 were non-Muslim. Bukht Nasr and Nimrud were non-Muslim. Sayyidina Sulaiman alayhi salatu salam and Sayyidina Dhul Qarnayn were Muslim. They both, all 4 of them ruled the world from east till west. Every corner they had under control. They had authority over. Allah Almighty chooses who He wills. And the divine wisdom, at times Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses such people to teach people. And at times Allah Almighty rewards people. Anyhow, Nimrud is one of them who had control over east till west, authority over the entire world. He claimed to be God, whereas Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam came forward and to duel him in a munadara, in a debate. He was sat on his throne, and Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam came forward, and he was asked, "Who is your Lord? Who do you worship?" And Hazrat Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam said, "My Lord is the one who brings the sun from the east till the west. He rises the sun from the east till the west." When Nimrud thought he was big and hard, and he thought he was everything, at that point, Nimrud said, this argument was made after the first one, where Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam said, my God gives life and causes death. Nimrud said, if your God gives life and causes death, then I can give life and cause death. He said, how? Bring your daleel. Today you find many people who say daleel. Bring your daleel. He bought his daleel. He said, look, 2 slaves. You can live, kill him. He said, look, I've given him life, I've spared him, and I've killed him. What's the difference? You see, that was debating on the same understanding and level. Then Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu salam, who would receive revelation from Allah Almighty, went up a gear and said, my Lord brings the east to the west, the sun from the east to the west. What can you do? فَبُهِتَ الَّذِي كَفَرَ. At that moment in time, he was dumbfounded. He couldn't believe it. How can he return from the sun from the west to the east? It's impossible for him. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanted to destroy this zalim, you know how Allah Almighty destroyed him. You know how small is a mosquito? If that much. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran talks about the mosquito. And He says, Allah Almighty in the Quran gives you an example of the mosquito in Surah Al-Baqarah. This mosquito went up the nose of Nimrud and it began to eat his entire jism inside out. When Allah Almighty wants to teach a zalim, Allah Almighty will give him an example, such a beating, that even a mosquito Allah will take and say, teach him now. Put him in place. Verily Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like those who are arrogant and those who are oppressive. My speech was not on Nimrud or Haman or Qarun or Bashar al-Assad. My speech was on getting your pockets ready for the auction. Tipping them out, getting them ready. Which I will get to as I don't have time. I've been given 15 minutes. I think 10 have already gone. Giving charity in the world we live in today is something that we find very difficult. Whereas if you read, everyone says, I follow Abu Bakr Siddiq, radiyallahu anhu. Everyone says, I follow Umar bin al-Khattab, Hazrat Umar al-Faruq. Everyone says, I am a lover of Hazrat Usman Zul Nurayn. Everyone says, I am the lover of Mushkil Kusha, Haidar Karrar, Ali al-Murtada, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu. Everyone claims that I love them. Brother, claiming to love the Sahaba and following them are two different things. In the time of the companions, they did not have, maybe you can say, the financial power that exists today. But they had something that sadly we don't have. They have something called generosity. They were individuals who had sakhawat. They had a love to give. They never gathered and filled their bank balances. And if you are asking Imam Sahib, give me some proof. Inspire me. Encourage me. Give me an example of someone from the life of the companion, any companion, where he illustrated his generosity in the presence of Allah and His Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Then I begin with the first two Khalifas, the first two Amir al-Mu'mineen, Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq and Hazrat Umar Farooq in the Battle of Tabuk. This battle occurred towards the end of the life of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. A very big battle where the Muslims were to go outside of the normal territory of Makkah Sharif and Medina Munawwar. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam made i'lan. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam made an announcement that who is going to come forward to support the Jaysh, the army of the Muslims that will go and fight for the sake of Allah Almighty. Today I stand not in the position of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, but I stand here today to give the very same call. Though I am not Syrian, I have never been to Syria. I have only heard from Maulana Sjaad, Mufti Yaseen, and other people who have studied in Syria about Syria. I give this call today, just as Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, Salahuddin al-Ayyubi, all the great ulama that came before, the great mujahidun that came before, that who is going to support these people who are oppressed? Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, for that purpose, when they made this i'lan, Sayyidina Umar said, today I will defeat Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq, I will supersede him in generosity. Hazrat Umar Farooq, very excited, very encouraged by the call that Allah Almighty and His Rasul have given to give in the way of Allah Almighty, returned home. And can you imagine the wealth that these people had? They were big businessmen. They have money. Today you have businessmen sitting here. I've seen an Aston Martin DB9 outside. Man's rolling up in big boy cars. Subhanallah. Man's have got money to buy big boy cars, Aston Martin DB9s. And God knows what other Audi TTs and which other Nissan Micra someone has come in. You've got these cars, you have money for this necessity. For your spiritual progression and suluk, you need to become generous. It's a reality. You want to become the most generous and sakhi person, you want mans to know you to be generous, and mans to know you, and women to know you, or mandems as they would say. Women to know you, that you're generous. And we say that a sign of generosity, look, Chaudhry Sahib gave £1,000. Make sure you mention Chaudhry Sahib's name. And Chaudhry Sahib gave £1,000. He wrote it there. Look, he even wrote Chaudhry even though it's not on his bank card. But he had to write it. Man need to know it. Okay. Hazrat Umar Farooq came and he said, Ya Rasulullah, this is what I sacrificed for you. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam, look at the ilm. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, Umar, tell me, what have you left for your family? Hazrat Umar Farooq said, Ya Rasulullah, I had all my wealth accumulated, gathered in front of me, and I divided it into a half. One half I left for my family to support them, and the other half I have bought for Allah and His Rasul and the mu'mineen that will go and fight. Can you imagine the wealth that Sayyidina Umar possessed at that time? Khair. After followed, Afdalul Bashar Ba'd al-Anbiya. Sayyidina Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala Khalifatullah wa Rasulih. Hazrat Abu Bakr Siddiq radiyallahu ta'ala came with a big sack of everything inside. Sayyidina Abu Bakr Siddiq presented this in the khidmah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, Ya Abu Bakr, ma abqita li ahlik. Abu Bakr, tell me, What have you left for your family? Now Sayyidina Umar is there. And they say, you know,